Welcome to Princeton, New Jersey, and welcome to Tusculum. Built in 1773 by John Witherspoon, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. More than 23 acres and all of Tusculum's rich history go to auction November 7th. Legendary. In the next few minutes, we reveal Tusculum's role in the birth of America.
George Washington and James Madison,
Absolutely.
Two presidents of the United States, walked right through this doorway.
And restoring history.
There's always something that can be done.
The owner shares how she breathed new life into Tusculum. Plus, unlocking the doors to the building you just can't find anywhere else. Just 1 mile from Tusculum, Princeton University, which is an important part of Tusculum's history because John Witherspoon was actually recruited here in 1768 to be the 6th president of Princeton University, which at the time was known as the College of New Jersey. That's Nassau Hall right there. And while here, Witherspoon built Tusculum and eventually moved there full time and continued his work as one of the greatest influencers of the Revolutionary period. In fact, during his tenure here, he tutored 9 of the signers of the U.S. Constitution, including James Madison, 4th President of the United States, and a Princeton grad. We're standing right here at the corner of Nassau Street and Witherspoon Street, the entrance to Princeton University. Witherspoon would commute back and forth between Tusculum and Nassau Hall, which at the time was the largest building in the colonies and home to the Continental Congress for 6 months in 1783. One of my favorite stories here about John Witherspoon is his daughter Franny, who used to light a candle up here in the southeast rose window. When Witherspoon saw that all the way from Princeton, he knew it was time to come home.
Then they put their own handmade nails all over the house.
Centuries old and still standing strong, Tusculum has seen everything from hosting future presidents.
This was his study on the right, where he taught Madison French, which was a disaster because he with the wrong accent.
To being raided by redcoats.
They had a day and a half notice, and he had to leave all of his animals.
Tusculum has had 14 different owners, including Tom and Avril Moore. The Moores bought Tusculum in 1996 and pumped millions into a total restoration of the 5,000 square foot original Witherspoon home, as well as adding in another 6,500 square feet of modern space.
Kind of dialogue that you have between the old spaces and the new spaces working together, I think that's what really makes it special.
The result? An historic home ready to entertain for the next 100 years. We're here with Jeff Clark. He's the architect who was tasked with restoring and adding on to this magnificent property, and you did a fantastic job.
Thank you, Scott. And you can see the masons, out of pride for their work, have inscribed their initials here. You can see LM and HH and the year 1773. Well, this is the original 1773 stair. It's interesting, at the time this would have been referred to as a spiral stair. That's what they called them, even though they don't go in a circle.
Now the back of the house really gives us a sense of the blend between the old and the new, and really you can see, I mean, you got the stone from the original house right there. So truly whoever buys it is getting a deal.
Priceless, yes, absolutely.
Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, Tusculum offers so much more than just the Witherspoon house. There's a Cape Cod-style caretaker's cottage, an orchard and fishing pond, and all 23-plus acres are protected by a 60-acre park. But one of Tusculum's treasures is undoubtedly this barn, built in the 1830s out of argillite stone. This same stone is found on several of the Princeton buildings, but inside, oh, take a look at it. Come on in here. Oh, the smell, the beamwork, everything has been reinforced by cables and steel girders. It's no wonder this was recognized as one of New Jersey's 10 most interesting buildings.
People love to come to Tusculum. They love to come to the barn. And I have everything set up in the house, and it's gorgeous with hors d'oeuvres and the pianist, and it's very elegant and everything. And I'll say, we want to go to the barn. It's just a wonderful, embracing place. People feel happy here.
Obviously, Moore and Clark know how rare a possession Tusculum truly is.
Tells a great story about Americana.
With their fingerprints all over this storied property as they helped return it to all its original glory. But we wanted to get the raw reaction from someone who knows the importance of Tusculum and John Witherspoon, but maybe has never been here before. That's Dr. Matt Frank. He's a scholar at the Witherspoon Institute, and this is your first time. What do you think?
It's the first time I've been here. It's a gorgeous home. It's an extraordinary specimen of 18th century elegance. It really is a beautiful place. But it's really neat to have a place like this lived in. And I would just hope that, you know, whoever does buy the place keeps it up as beautifully as we see it today.
And now that you've had your private Tusculum tour, it's time for Dr. Frank to see it.
Doctor, welcome. I'm Avril Moore.
Mrs. Moore, very pleased to meet you.
Welcome to Tusculum, and this is Chaucer, who's very excited to see you. This was the signing bonus house that the university promised through Benjamin Rush and Richard Stockton to build to Witherspoon, for Witherspoon, to get him to leave his parish in Scotland. And then this is a sample of one of the barn rafters that had come down, and you can see powder post beetle damage. That's authentic. And this is chestnut, and it's got the pegs still in it.
But the chance to peg this piece of American history is about to be history, as Tusculum, its stories, its treasures, and its legacy will sell to the highest bidder November 7th.
Well, it's an amazing place. To be this close to the center of town, to have a property this size, and a house of this significance all in one package, that's what really makes it special.
There's always something that can be found and discovered here.